What is going on, YouTube? Tonight we have Thursday night football between the Vikings and the Chargers. Should be a pretty good one. I know these midweek games are usually hit or miss. Sometimes they're really good, sometimes they are god awful. So we'll just wait and see, what we end up getting. I'll be honest, it was a tough game to research, but I was able to find a couple of plays for you guys that I'll be sharing in this video. There's a couple quick reminders before I get into the plays. So if you want to join the free Discord server, the link to join it is in the description below. Join in, be an active member of the community, post your plays and your slips and everything, share your wins, share your losses. We have a lot of people in there. I think there's up near 1,700 members in the Discord now. So it is a popping place, especially around the NBA season and the NFL season. And it's that great time of year where there's just so much stuff going on and so much money to be made all over the place. And secondly, if you want to sign up for my VIP package where you can see all of my plays and all of my slips, so you'll never see one of my slips here on YouTube or on Discord or anything. If you want to see like what I'm actually putting my money on, and if you want to tail my exact slips, you'll have to sign up for the VIP package, and that link is also in the description below. I think you get a 7-day free trial actually if you sign up with that link too. So if you want to give it a shot for a week, go right ahead. And I'm always giving away free trials too. So if you reach out to me in like a Discord message or something, I can always extend that trial longer for you. It doesn't really matter to me. But for tonight, let's just jump right into the plays here. There's only two of them that I'm going to be on, but I'll touch a little bit on the game as a whole. So the matchup here, we have the Vikings and the Chargers. The Vikings have a good pass defense. The Chargers have a good pass defense, and they both have average to below average run defenses. So the game we might see tonight might not be a lot of passing outputs, but there is one receiver, well, one tight end that I do like in the game tonight. And we're going to go with Gadsden over 4 receptions. So Gadsden is number 3 in target share over the last 2 weeks with 14 catches on 16 targets. The Vikings, they've given up 4+ catches to 4 other tight ends this season, but they've really only faced 5 tight ends that were actually like pass catching tight ends. And Njoku, Pitts, Fant, and Harold Fannin were the 4 tight ends that had over 4 receptions against them. And then there was a slew of guys, I'll scroll down here just to show you guys some of the ones that didn't. Like Johnny Smith had 2, Fryermuth 0, Gesicki 1, None of these guys are really big pass catching tight ends. The only one that concerns me a little bit is that Dallas Goedert only had 3 receptions against them last week. But this target share for Gadsden over the last couple of weeks is something that we can't ignore. Had 8 targets a couple weeks ago against Miami, 9 targets last week, 7 catches in both weeks. And the Vikings are allowing 5.8 receptions per game to tight ends this season. So that's 12th worst in the NFL. It's a solid spot for Gadsden. It's probably one of the better props that I could find on the game in general. Like I said, it was kind of tough to research for this one, and just because the difficult matchups and everything. There's a couple other ways you can go in this game, but I'm going to share one more of my plays before I just talk about like some speculation type plays here. The other play I'm going to be on is Carson Wentz over 11.5 rushing yards, which is honestly a crazy bet for me, in my opinion. But the Chargers are actually allowing a lot of rushing yards to quarterbacks this year. They're allowing 30.6 yards per game to quarterbacks, and that is 3rd worst in the NFL. So they have given up 20+ yards to Geno Smith, Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels, Jackson Dart, and Patrick Mahomes in the first 7 games of the season here. So Wentz is surprisingly averaging 14.3 rushing yards per game this year too. He's only getting like 2 to 4 scrambles. These aren't even designed runs. They're more scramble plays. But he had 12 yards against Pittsburgh, 13 yards against Cleveland, and then 28 yards against Philly. I mean, with this matchup and everything and the way the Chargers give up yards, maybe Wentz breaks a 20-yard run out or something. I don't know. He did it a couple games ago. He had a 16-yard rush. That would be enough for us here. So, it's kind of 2 outlandish plays, not normally plays that I would normally take, like the receiving yards or, rushing yards and things like that. But I like this Wentz play, and you could pair it with that Gadsden play for a 2-pick parlay over on Underdog Fantasy. I do want to touch on the Vidal situation, though, for the there we go. For the Chargers, because Haskins is going to be out, and Vidal could be a solid play if you want to do some rushing yards. So the prop is set at, let's go to Underdog here, PrizePicks. So it's 56.5 yards on PrizePicks, but Minnesota's allowing 102.2 yards per game to running backs. You see here, Hassan Haskins is out, so Vidal is going to lead the way at running back with Hampton still out too. Naheem Hines and Travion Williams will be the other running backs. It's hard to think that Vidal doesn't get like 70% of the rushing share again, just like he did in this Miami game. So I think the opportunity will certainly be there for him to go over this rushing number. I'm not convinced if I want to take it for myself yet. Maybe if I just want to get a little bit more action on the game, I will take this Vidal prop. They held Barkley to 44 yards last week, but Barkley just isn't looking right. But the couple weeks before, Judkins had 110 yards, and Gainwell had that massive game against them in London with 99 rushing yards. So there is an opportunity for Vidal to go over this number as the lead back with over 70% of the rushing attempts. Though, like I said, I'm not fully convinced if I want to go there yet. If I do end up on the play, I'll post it to the VIP people in Discord later on before the game. But that's definitely just something I wanted to touch on before getting out of here because it is a decent spot. And the Vikings have given up 76 plus yards to Algier, Gainwell, Judkins, and Bijan. So it's been 4 players over 76 yards against them this year. So the matchup's good. The opportunity is there. I would have liked to see, a couple better games from Vidal, especially last game against the Colts, but I get it. The Colts are a little bit of a different beast. So, maybe I am talking myself into playing this Vidal rushing yards prop, but, let me know in the comments. If you want to play that Vidal prop, just drop a comment and say, that's a good play. Just let me know. Let me know that you're on it or post a slip in the Discord with it, and maybe I'll tail one of your plays. But that's going to wrap things up for me today for the NFL. I'll have an NBA video posted before tip-off later tonight. We've been on a hot start for the NBA season so far. I think I went 4-0 on the first night, and I think I went 6-1 last night for the NBA. So we only lost one prop, and that was a Paolo Banchero assist prop, which was like money for us last year. But we've been on a really hot run, probably over the last 3-4 weeks or so. So you're getting in at a great time with how hot, all my picks have been lately. But appreciate you guys sticking around. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this, and best of luck on your bets tonight, everybody.